Hello, it's me, Analisa, with my spiritual friend, Danny. Yeah, I just looked at my thing and I didn't see a notification pop up because I have two accounts and I do that sort of to be able to tell. It's me, Analisa, with my spiritual friend. Welcome, welcome. It's Sunday, what is it, March 29th? And I might do this a little bit different tonight just because I'm under the weather. I I think I might have COVID. I don't know. I'm not sick enough in order to get tested, but we are treating it as if I do, meaning we're not leaving our house. We're just assuming we're all contaminated. I literally cannot smell or taste anything, even though I may sound a little bit congested. I can move air easily, and it's the weirdest thing. I can tell if something's bitter or sweet or salty, but there's literally no flavor. And like even with hot stuff, I can feel the tingling of the spice on my tongue, but I can't taste it or anything, nothing. So bonus, I can't smell any poopy diapers or smell any chemicals I'm cleaning with. But so I think what I'm gonna do is that's like why I keep thinking I have it. So everybody, one question tonight, please, because I'm mostly exhausted and worn out. So if you want a question, pick your one question you want, not 15, one question each. I'm going to let you put in questions for just a minute or two here. I'm going to end the questions. I'm going to answer what's here, and then I'm calling it a night. I'm worn out. I'm pretty exhausted. I really wasn't even sure I wanted to do this tonight. I've been napping a lot during the day. I only get short of breath if I run up the stairs, but I have no cough. It's minimal, if anything. It's maybe two times a day. So I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not panicking, but I'm somewhere between day 8 and 12, depending on my symptoms, if you pick. So, all right. Everybody got their question in? One question each. I mean it. I'm not kidding. I will not answer any more than one of your questions. And I'm also noticed I'm very forgetful. So I lose it's just short-term stuff. So if I start to do one thing and then I get sidetracked, I'll completely forget to finish what I was doing with the first one. I'm okay. I'm just very mild symptoms, but I am not feeling well, and I definitely am under the weather. So okay, everybody get yours in, because I'm really not going to be doing a whole bunch of these tonight. I had 2 really lovely readings yesterday. I donated a reading to a school last year in the area for their turkey tray raffle thing, and I totally forgot about it. And it was a really great reading, and then one of my subs here got a reading, so it was really cool. I feel like I'm going to be on the up and up. What I'm hoping will happen is that I get tested, that they do show that I have the antibodies, and then I can go donate plasma to help people out that are really sick. That's my goal. So thank you. Okay, I'm just giving you just a couple of minutes here. I still feel like May is the timeline. Like my kids will be back in school, so I'm to give you an idea of where I'm at in New Jersey. I'm in northern New Jersey. I'm about 15 miles directly west of Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan. And so my husband works in the city. There's lots of exposure for us. Why I think time frame my kids will be back in school in mid-May is sort of what I'm feeling. And I actually feel like by July we'll be on the tail end of all of this. So it's going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to all be okay. But I also feel like what's going to really make the difference is that people are staying home, taking care of themselves. I'm not running to the doctor because I don't feel good. I'm just hanging out at home. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing what I need to do to make sure I'm not exposing myself to anybody. I'm not exposing any doctors or nurses. And if you hear anything that says this isn't real or they're being exaggerative, I can tell you that the unit I used to work on in the Children's Hospital up in Montefiore in the Bronx, they are turning that into an adult unit. That is not normal. That is really effed up. And so we need to stop thinking that people in the media is hyping stuff. They need the beds, and that is insanely unheard of. And pediatric nurses do not like to take care of adults. So, and they have already called up, and I know they're in other places, but I could probably get my license. I let it expire, but I could probably get it called back up in a heartbeat, and they would take me in a heartbeat, even though I haven't practiced in 10 years. So understand, it is serious. It's not a joke. It's not being blown out of proportion. It's real. So, okay. All right. Happy vibes. You are the last question in. I am done taking questions. No new questions. Just because I don't feel good. So I want to be here for y'all and do things and provide a really like a safe space, a nice anxiety-free, stress-free moment. But I also have to take care of me. So this is the balance I'm going to do for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started. Okay. Monica, is there anybody in particular you want, or you just want like from your guides? Monica, do you know if you have a history of kidney stones or something like that? Or gallbladder? I'm just trying to think over here what might be from your guys' angel. Okay, can you just tell me about if you've ever had like a history of either gallstones or kidney stones? No. Have you been having like yeah, this is you. This isn't me. Sorry. Okay. Have you been having like major indigestion after eating fatty foods or something like that? Because I just feel like this is something you need to be paying attention to. And they're sort of pointing me into it would be the area of either being kidney stones or like, because it's your kidneys are in your back here, but it just feels like, I don't know, it's in that same area. So it just feels like either the heartburn and stuff would be like a gallbladder issue, but yeah, okay. So I don't know your age, but the main like thing that they'll tell you like in nursing school, they'd say fair, fat, fertile, and 40, your 4 Fs. So fair skinned, overweight, fertile, but still fertile, not postmenopausal, and 40s is the average time for how those. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you fit those, but 33. I do know younger women who've gotten them. So watch the fatty foods, watch all of that stuff, because you may actually have a gallbladder issue. Eat real clean for a while. And if you go back to it and you have that, just watch that, because that actually feels like that's something you really should be paying attention to. If they're bringing that up to me, it's something you need to pay attention to. You're still going to get, Rochelle, you're still getting your question. I just put no new questions because I'm not feeling well. I'm doing a real short session tonight. Restart it. What? Restart what? Restart what? Sorry, I'm tired. Okay. That's what you got for tonight, Monica. Be well, be well. I also feel like increase your water intake. Breezy, will I get the car I want this week? If not, I can tell you. You know, I'll tell you the truth. Okay. I actually heard, yes, you'll get it and you may get a discount too, because I feel like they really want to get this off the lot and they want So, yeah, I do actually feel like you'll get it. And they're looking to move anything they can right now. Bonita, no, you do not. You asked if you know the person that you're going to marry already. I feel like no, you do not. But I heard coming soon. So, hi, Sandy. Rochelle, how does Dane feel about you? Just tell me this. Is Dane really chatty? I feel like kind of a fast talker and kind of high energy. Monica, for private readings, for a half hour, I charge 100, and for an hour, I charge 175. That's of today's date. If for some reason I increase my rates, though, I will tell you I have not increased my rates in 6 years. Know what you are. Are you sure Dane's into women? He is around you, I might be feeling the wrong energy, but oh, thank you, Blue Storm. Blue Storm said like and subscribe. I don't feel like Dane is going to be the connection. I don't know why. I just don't. It feels like sorry. It feels kind of more friend zone-y. I'm sorry. You date a lot of guys, right, though? Because I feel like you've asked about several different names. I could be wrong, but you're welcome, Monica. And private readings are a little different than this, because what I do with private readings is I do a quick prayer, and then I welcome in the guides that are around you. And then I do a quick meditation, and I check in with your entire energy, and I start basically a head to toe assessment. Ellen, since I'm under the weather, I'm actually doing a really short session tonight. I kind of already ended it because I really just wanted to get done. I'm not feeling well. Let's see. I'll keep you there as a second. Maybe I'll fill up for it, okay? Hi, Rachel. Rachel had a private reading. I probably shouldn't tell you guys who has them on here, but sorry, I won't out you anymore. I just thought it was a really nice reading that she had, so. Okay. Danielle, will my mother ever be in a relationship again? I do feel like she will, but they're sort of saying like it's not going to be the one you want her to be in. So I don't know if there's someone you sort of have your eye on for her. And B, I feel like it's going to be very much on her terms. She's gone through a lot. And the feeling I have is that I don't know if it'll actually be marriage, but it'll be like a long-term commitment. And I don't know that they'll actually live together full time. But it feels like needing the safety of knowing I have my own place and I don't have to. I feel like she went through like a traumatic, like maybe might have stayed too long because of not having the financial means to take care of herself or something, like feeling too tied up to like leave about, I don't know, but it just feels like I never want that to happen again. So I'll always have my own place, my own everything is separate, just for a mentally safe feeling. My glasses, they look so dirty. Sorry, guys. I thought I wiped them off before I came down here. But again, my brain is a bit forgetful right now, short-term memory-wise. Don't worry, I don't have a brain tumor. Just whatever this is I have right now. Elizabeth Lynn, what's going to happen with you and Costas? So I heard a long-term commitment, but a long time getting there. So patience is very, very important in this. And long-term commitment does not necessarily mean marriage. It just means it's going to be it's not going to be a short-lived relationship, but it feels like a long time to get there. Feels like moving through molasses on a winter day. Like it's just real slow. Ah, Victoria is your daughter's name. Thank you, Smiles, a lot for giving me her name. She does. I actually feel like she's very empathic. Um, I don't know if she's a baby now or was. I wish I could tell you, like, oh, for sure she feels older. But I see her as a baby, like smiling, and I see like her face is bright and her aura is very bright and big round eyes and like looking up and seeing things. So I do feel like she sees spirit. Um, And they said she's prophetic. So she may know things before they're going to happen, either pregnancies or knowing someone's going to call or um, things like that. And no, not with caller ID, blah, blah, blah. Um, but that's what I feel. Sorry, because sometimes I feel like I can hear people making smart ass answers about what's caller ID for. Um, oh, it's okay, Blue Storm. You haven't been here in a while. You can just. I guess you're leaving. I don't know. um, oh, your name is Victoria. Her name is Danielle. Did that make sense though? What I described? Smiles a lot. Okay. Um, you know what, Laura, I don't actually, when you guys said you right, you hope it's regular cold or flu. I don't care if it's COVID. I'm not, listen, whatever I have, I'm not dying from it. It's on the minimal edge, right? 80% of us that are going to get it are going to get a very mild form of it. So I'm okay with building an immune system and an immunity to it, especially if I have it. I can use they can draw my blood and use the plasma with the antibodies to help treat people who are really, really sick. I'm super happy to do that. I'm cool with that. I'm not afraid of it, right? I know that some people that are very healthy are getting really sick, but a friend of mine who's also psychic, she said that we all have like a bubble around us. So I feel safe. I feel like no matter what happens, I'll be okay. So I'm not afraid of it. I'm just being mindful to not want to pass it to other people. I have friends that are still in the medical field and they're getting overexposure and don't have the proper equipment that they need. The stories I'm hearing are horrible. So I want to keep as many people under, like, the least exposure possible. Want to keep it all around until I get better. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? We just need to be smart and make good choices. And you have the solution right now is for everybody to stay home. And if you don't feel well, to stay home and to not overexpose people. Panicking is not going to serve anybody. You just take it in stride, one day at a time. That's all you can do. Also tomorrow night, you guys, I'm going to be on my friend Tony's show again and be interviewed. And he mentioned something about doing live readings. So I may be doing those at the end. It's on at 9:30 on Spreaker. I think it's 9:30 to 11 on Spreaker. He calls me. I have it in my calendar. I'll put all the links on the bottom of this video after we are done. But I also have it on my Instagram, which is at my spiritual friend. And it's I posted it on Twitter, but it's easier to find on my Instagram. So at my spiritual friend. Missy P, was breaking up with Justin the right thing to do? Should we try again later? No. I feel like that ran its course. And it's time to move on. So you're fine. Hi, Sherry. It could be, or maybe it's too many people on the internet. I always love being on my friend Tony's show. He's been doing astrology for 20 years, 30 years, maybe. He's really smart. He has so much wisdom, and he's super, super down to earth and takes things in stride. And it was funny when I met him, I knew I was supposed to meet him. And at one point he was like talking about he's a graphic designer. And I said, Tony, when are you going to be? Because he would say, I'm Tony, the graphic designer who does astrology. And I was like, when are you going to be Tony, the astrologer who does graphic design? Because he's really great. He's a really cool guy, and he has a lot of cool people on his show. So even if you don't, if you can go on there and listen, there's a lot of other cool people on there too. So highly recommend him. And he does awesome chart readings too, if you ever want a birth chart reading. Alessandra Kohler, what's in the future for you and Rigo? I feel like it's like kind of be this like slow thing, and then it just kind of putters out. I don't really feel like it goes anywhere. Alessandra, have you been having headaches? I mean, I know I have, but I haven't had one all day, and I'm starting to feel it here. So, Regine. Oh, Regine, listen. They have been, because when I read your question, it said they have been. The veil is crazy thin right now. I don't know if okay. I feel like, Alessandra, your crown chakra might be opening up. So just watch that, but also pay attention. Just keep yourself healthy. But I feel like your crown chakra might be opening up. And that's kind of why. So you might notice your dreams are a little bit more vivid. You're just kind of knowing things, and you're like, it's kind of throwing you off, but that might be why. You can kind of like visualize it kind of closing up a little bit. That might help you out. Regine. Okay. Yeah. The veil is really thin right now. There is so much spirit activity. Part of me thinks it's because there's like kind of this mass exodus that's happening right now. Also, I want to tell you guys about a number I heard. Remember I said that I thought it was going to be bad, but it's not going to be as bad as they were originally projecting. And I got the number 40,000. So I feel like that might be the number that we have in the United States, but I'm not 100% sure of passings. But I got the number 40,000. So it's a lot. It's a lot in a really short period of time. It's devastating. But it's not as bad as they're predicting. And again, if you start noticing, it's not like the infections are happening like a wave across the United States. It's pockets. And remember, I said it was going to be pockets. So try, when I'm saying this, is when I tell you these things and you start to see them pop up, it's not, hey, look at Anna's right. It's, remember that I said that it's going to be okay. Remember that I said that I felt like in the end, it's going to be okay, that it's a lot right now. But like when I get predictions for people and I tell them like, I know there's already 1,000 dead in NYC, but I also feel like they're going to start coming up with better treatments. They're rolling out. I feel like they're going to come up with this vaccine. They're going to roll it out quicker. I also feel like they're going to, within the next week or two, they're going to start rolling out tests to test for people who have already been infected. It's called, it's the antibodies, like the ELISA test for the antibodies in the blood. So I know it sounds like a lot. But I feel like they're going to kind of get it under control better. So hold tight. And is it 1,000 in the city? or is it in New York State? Also know that New York City is densely populated. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the nation. New York City is the most densely populated city. So, and everybody uses public transportation and all that. So we're going to see higher numbers here. Just breathe. Good for you. Sherry Kirk, it's okay. Listen to me. Staying inside, when you're on total lockdown, find things to keep you busy. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. I guess I feel like I did as a kid, like I was a latchkey kid. We didn't have a lot of money. So I had to find ways to keep myself busy. I had to, I didn't eat out. I didn't have all the after school activities. Yeah, I could go outside and play with my friends, but it wasn't like I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. So you'll get there. You'll get there. Just try not to panic. Okay? Try not to panic. New York City is a large city. Most of the people I think that they have had underlying health conditions, or are older. It's a large city. You're going to hear a lot of numbers. All I'm saying is I feel like it's going to be okay. Yes, people are going to die. That is part of it. Okay. And I was a nurse for 10 years. I know that these people, I'm like, my heart is literally breaking for so many people that I know, because a lot of the nurses I know are like, that were my mentors, are now older. They have underlying health conditions. One of them has a daughter now that's a new graduate and is on the front line. And these are people I have friends that are, in Texas, because I lived in Texas and worked in Texas, and friends here in New York and in New Jersey and in Michigan and in Wisconsin, all over. I'm telling you, that work in the medical field, that are or nurses or respiratory therapists or social workers. And it's going to be okay. People are going to get sick. People are going to die. And I'm really, really concerned about the post-traumatic stress that my friends are going to go through. I read a story about a nurse who said, they had to limit the number of people doing a code, and they didn't have like the stuff that they needed to be able to do. I mean, when a code happens, you have 10 to 15 people coming to take care of doing, and it's like this becomes this beautiful machine that happens, and it's everybody works, everybody knows their job, everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do. And during something like this, it's minimal number of people. I had a patient when I worked, I came from acute care setting. I was working in a long-term care facility. You could not do a full code on one of them. You basically did compressions and bagging them, and that was it. And I knew that this child was not going to survive. And I knew the things that we could do that could potentially, but I couldn't start a line. There was no doctors there. There was no there's a respiratory therapist, but there was not the level of care that I knew how to do. And it is literally the most helpless feeling ever. These people are going to be experiencing that day in and day out, multiple times a shift. It fucking sucks. And that's the bottom line. So I'm concerned about not only their health now, I'm concerned about their post-traumatic stress that they're going to have. So if you know somebody, love them through it. Get over the fact that you're stuck in your house. These people are doing a job that you can't even or wouldn't even want to do. It's not a joke. It's real. The numbers I really do feel are not going to be as bad, but it does depend on, because I feel that people are going to start taking care of things. I don't want to go over this a lot, but I really do feel like it's important. All right. Rose, I do know in your situation, I feel like they're kind of creating a bubble around that area where the chemo is and where the high risk patients are, so that there's not the cross contamination. Then those mental health workers are going to need stuff too. Okay. Okay. Um, Sorry, I went off on a tangent. That is also the problem. I do that a little bit. Nice. Snow White, when will Tom come back together with you? I feel like you'll know something in 3 months, but again, I don't feel like you're going to care in 3 months. It's going to be like kind of thing. Lauren Jane. Um, I heard shoot for the stars. So it feels like when you're making goals, stop limiting yourself and stop thinking, well, this is good enough. It just feels like really just put it out there. So if you're working on manifesting, go big. Stop kind of limiting yourself because you're worried that you're asking too much, or maybe, oh, well, this would be good enough. Like, go big. Go big. Dulcie, I don't have a name, but I actually feel like you have two guides that have helped you most of your life, and there's one that rotates in and out, and that feels like an older woman. And it's interesting because the two guides I feel like are sort of like nondescript male sort of energies, like not necessarily. Do you know what the Pleiades are? Because it feels like more of a not from this dimension type thing. Like I keep seeing that tall blonde, almost looks almost Scandinavian. Like it's not is it the Hobbit that has all those big elven people? Is that what I'm thinking of, the Hobbit? That's what I keep seeing is two of those, but Sonia Rain Lee, wondering if your daughter will be able to walk across the stage for graduation in June. I'm getting no because I feel like I don't know if it's scheduled for the beginning of the June, but I keep feeling like not when it's supposed to be. It was like maybe a few weeks further out, or like July or like. I keep thinking that. What is the 25th or the 26th? 25th or 26th? What's the significance of that for you? You're welcome, Dulcie. Sonia Rayleigh. June 11th. Okay. So it might be then like June 25th or 26th, but it just feels like she will, but it feels like a little bit further out. Heavenly Angel Doll, I'm not taking any new ones. I really am like, I've got it really short tonight just because I'm not feeling well. So EQ. Let's see, Stephanie, Aqua Goddess. Oh, whatever I can. Okay. Well, just kidding. Although maybe that's what you want to hear, right? Just kidding. So I feel like right now it's this sounds strange, but keep swimming in the water of the emotions, because I feel like it's right now specifically kind of like being in this isolation is sort of pulling up a lot of stuff and a lot of healing for you. And it just feels like continue to allow yourself to feel all those emotions and to move them out of your body. Because I actually feel like it's going to heal some of your physical stuff you experience, like your anxiety, and it's just like needing to release all of that energy from your body. So keep doing that. I don't know if that makes any sense. Esmeralda, who's sitting on your bed this past week? Sorry. I'm like, well, I mean, you were. Sorry. um, it's funny. I actually feel like you have more than one person that visits you. So it does feel like a grandmother figure visits you. But there's also a younger man that visits you. So I don't know if you had an uncle or something like that that passed away, but it just feels like somebody that would have passed away just a little bit younger. Um, there's also a dog around you. Like it looks like my grandmother's Pomeranian. Like it's got a little caramely color or caramel, however you say it. Little puffy dog. Esmeralda, does any of that make any sense? Stephanie, I didn't say your name yet. Thank you, Sherry. Hi, Tammy. No, none of that fits. It might make sense. So do you know if like there's a grandmother energy? So do you know if it could be a great grandmother, if one of them had a dog? But there is a dog energy, or even it could have even been a dog that passed away in your house, but there's a little dog energy around you. I don't know. That's what I'm picking up. It's a little harder to do things like that when it's some spirit stuff, when it's this kind of thing. You can't hear everything, Stephanie. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. You had a big dog. Well, did your big dog, what color was your big dog? Was it a caramely, like tanny brown color? Like, like a reddishy blondie color? I know. I know it's the YouTube. I just can't do anything about it. It was gray. There's this little brown color dog around you. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's connected to your house or if it's connected to a loved one that's crossed over. All I know is that whoever it was that you felt, but I do feel like you have several spirits that come around you. It's nothing to be worried about. And again, it's going to be happening more and more. The veil is extremely thin right now. I'm doing this when I said when it's hot, you're generous doing this despite you feeling, but I really believe in consistency and dependability. And so if I am going to be here, I'm going to be here. I'm going to do it weekly if I can. And I don't, I'll do what I can when I can. And again, I feel like really we need to have a space that's calm, and maybe you need a voice that's calm and rational and all of the chaos. All right, sorry, I lost my space, so I'm just trying to find it. Regine, Dulcie, Sonia, EQ. There you are, Esmeralda. Lucy, who's coming towards you in the near future? I'm guessing you mean in love? It's going to be about 6 months out before you're even kind of putting yourself out there, really. I heard no one you know now, and it's sort of like through the grapevine of people that you meet this person, and by chance more than anything. Crane domain. What does Jay think of you? I feel like, okay, but I also feel like you're not putting your feelings out there. So it's one of those kind of, like they think you're nice, but it's like, it's like one of those things that unless they kind of know, they're not really looking in that direction. Sandy, you said feel better. Thank you. Danny, will your finances get better soon? I feel like I've mentioned this before, like we talked about this. I do feel like they will. November keeps getting highlighted for me for you, and I'm not sure why. But not in a bad way, but that's like I feel like that's where it sort of kind of makes a shift, and I know it's all the way in November, but it just feels like that's when it happens is in November. So, just hold tight, you'll be okay. I know some people are gonna have struggle with money right now, but I feel like somehow you're okay, you're, like, riding a wave, like, you're just giving the line of being okay, um, and then you get a bump up in November. Christine, do I see S coming forward to talk with you? Yes. And not that far out. I don't know if it's maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but it doesn't feel very far out. I don't know if it'll turn out how you want, but I do see that happening. Rose, messages from your guides. Rose, you're staying healthy, right? Oh, that's also why I didn't, because I wasn't feeling well this week. That's why I didn't do all the videos and things like that I really wanted to do, doing like the guided meditations and such, because I didn't want to be like sniffling through it and annoying and all of that. Have you been having more panic attacks lately? Because I just feel that heaviness and that, like that fear that gets connected with panic attacks, where it's like, oh my God, I feel off. Like, like every little thing, I feel like I'm jumping and thinking and worrying that I'm sick or something's worse. Do you have a dog as well? I don't know why like a lot of animals are coming through. I just feel like petting a dog, like I'm petting a little dog. But it just feels like making sure that you're really doing nice deep breathing. And when you start to feel that fear of like, oh my God, is something worse wrong? Or am I going to get this? It's like this little twinge that I feel, is that what it is? It just feels like making sure you're really doing some nice, really deep breaths through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. It's really important for you. And if the weather's okay, make sure you spend some time outside. I feel like getting your feet in grass and being kind of connected to the earth is really important for you right now too. Thanks, Sandy. Hope you're doing well. Rosewater, I definitely feel a little bumpy for you in the next couple of weeks. But things will settle out. I feel like you'll be okay by June. But I actually feel like you're a planner. So I feel like even though if business is light or things are lighter right now, that you're actually financially okay, that you've kind of padded yourself well. Is your birthday in May? Oh, they showed me something about May, celebration in May. Ruby, relationship reading, please. Okay. I like that name, Ruby, by the way. It's cute. Pretty. I won't call it cute. That sort of seems a little demeaning, and that doesn't meant to be that way. It may not be what you want to hear, but I actually don't feel meeting the one, or, who's going to be your future long-term partner for about 2 years. I do feel several duds along the way. Try not to feel like it's your fault or you did something wrong. There's a learning process and a reason that you're hitting these stepping stones along the way. Thank you, Baseman, by the way. Cosmic, what does the future hold for you and a prima? It's weird the way they're showing it to me. So it's like, bouncing along, and there's a little rocky, but I also feel like you will live together because I see you waking up together. And it also feels like it's also a spiritual waking up too, around, like, it's almost like that there's meant for that to be together, for that there's this like spiritual awakening that happens for both of you. But I don't know how long term it is. So it's like, there's not like they're not showing me wedding. They're not showing me that kind of thing, but it feels like an important connection. Excuse me. Music for the vibes. Any messages for you? Let me see if I just want to check the bottom comments real quick, and then I'll go up to that. Hi, Mary. Oh, go to sleep, love. Oh, I shouldn't call you love, right? Go to sleep. Get some rest. Thank you for visiting. 88, I don't think you were skipped. I'll find you. Don't worry. But I also ended questions super early, so just a few things I needed. You're definitely a planner. Okay, so you'll be okay in April, late April. Oh, okay. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe the celebration will be in May then. Like, maybe you'll get to go out in May with your friends to celebrate. Okay. Oh, good. So there are dogs. I see them. Okay, good. I feel like the dogs are healing for you, by the way, Rose. Okay. Sorry, just looking. Did your pit bull think that, Esmeralda, did your pit bull think that it was small? We had a golden retriever at one point, and she thought she was a lap dog. She'd literally sit in your lap like she thought she was little bitty. Okay. Oh, 88. I'm here now with you. Christine, I did. I must have skipped you, 88. I'm sorry. I found you. Should you pick Boston or New York? So I'm going to tell you this. I don't ever tell anybody the decisions that they need to make, because that's your journey, right? And then that would be imparting my own willpower over you. So I'm going to look at it from, if you choose Boston. So I feel like they're both good schools and they're both good picks. And I'm looking at, so I'm like, okay, energetically, which one would be better? So energetically, I feel more open and calm in Boston. And New York, I feel more frazzled and stressed. I feel I keep seeing you in New York though. Like I keep getting pulled towards the New York energy more though. So I don't know what you should pick. I just keep getting pulled more towards New York. Like, even if it's more of a stretch, I just feel like it might end up being what you end up picking. But they would both be really good choices and you'd have growth and do well either school. KK and your love life. They said, sorry, they just said you pick really quickly and you sort of accept less than you should because it's almost like you just want somebody to accept you and love you. I mean, you want people to love you, right? People, that's a normal human inclination. So that's not a judgment call. But it's like somehow you value their views and beliefs of you more than you value your own of yourself. So it feels like I'm going to have a lot of relationships unless I make a stand to hold myself up higher. I don't know if that makes any sense. Me, will you be married by the end of the summer? I feel like no. Hi, Emily. Christine, I think I answered yours. Happy vibes. You'll be applying for a permanent residency in the country you live in this year. You just want to know if it will come easily. It won't be an issue for you to get it in the sense that it'll move through, but I do feel like there's going to be a holdup or a lag time because of backlog. So it's really just going to require your patience for the process. Oh, Emily, Sarah, sorry. How does Monty feel about you? I think I answered this question for you last time, right? And because I remember the name Monty because I know somebody who goes by the nickname Monty. Didn't I answer that? I kind of don't like answering the same questions over and over because I feel like music for the vibe. Did I skip you by accident? I'll go back to you. Don't worry. You're welcome. Happy vibes. Okay, good. I'm right. Okay. I'll go back to you. Don't worry, music. And Steph, you're under ST, right? Or no? Are you? I'll find you, Stephanie. Don't worry. Okay, so music for the vibes and Stephanie. Someone was so kind. They left a message on one of the videos because I did it on a not regular night and it didn't post. It hasn't been giving notifications when I go live. And like, there was like 2 people on here and I was like, oh, and the guy made a nasty comment about, cause it's totally boring. And I'm like, well, look, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of stuff to get a whole bunch of people and have 10,000 subscribers and everything else. I really want this to be a genuine and honest place to be and not about just getting the get. So whoever needs to find me will find me. Okay. Music for the vibes and Stephanie, where are you? Hi, Stephanie. I see you saying hello. What are P's feelings for you? I found you, Stephanie. Um, I heard move on. So I feel like P is not good enough for you, Miss Stephanie. That is the feeling they're making me feel. It's like P is not good enough. Move on. Music for the vibe. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, and ST, I didn't see you. Health reading. I'm going to find you music, but since I have ST here and I realize I did skip over this one too. Health reading. Are you having stomach issues, ST? And then also I feel very dizzy. So, but I feels like more connected to being dehydrated and not drinking enough water. I actually feel like you might have an off, your sodium level is off. Can you tell me about your stomach? And then music, I'll get yours. I saw your questions. You're welcome, Stephanie. ST, can you tell me about your stomach? And then music, I saw yours. You just want a general reading. Stomach issues. Okay. So I feel like you need to hydrate more. And I don't know if you're like, if you tend to eat, like it almost feels like I have low sodium. So I don't know if electrolytes are off a little bit. Yeah. Do you mind me asking what antibiotic you're taking? I know the ones like the mycins, like zithromycin, erythromycin, clindamycin. They tend to be like more upsetting on my stomach. So I found that I have to actually eat a little bit consistently throughout the day when I take them. If you can take a probiotic besides just eating yogurt, that's helpful. And also being hydrated helps. I do feel like it'll clear it up, but I also feel like you do have a little bit of yeast overgrowth. When I'm saying that, it just makes me feel like so. Cut back on some of the wheat and things and sugar, refined sugars you're eating, and that might help kind of with all of that too. I do feel like you'll be fine. Oh, you're on Augmentin now. I think Augmentin was tough on my tummy too. Yeah, I would just, but I do feel like a little bit of a yeast overgrowth. So limit like the wheat and sugar. But I don't feel like there's anything. It feels like that heals up whatever that is. Are you prone to bladder infections? Because I get the feeling, I don't know, they're just making me kind of lean towards that. It's like drink lots of water and limit your caffeine. And then music, you're next. And I will just scan and see if there's anybody I feel like maybe needs a little something. That's interesting. You might end up be, so even if your mom, you're not right now. So if you ever notice where you feel like you're a little bit of urgency or like you're not emptying all the way, make sure I would cut back on caffeine and increase your water intake. Music, I heard this, it's almost like they said, it's almost like you're holding court. So it's like the people are listening and you have a lot to offer and a lot to say. Don't hold back. I feel like you're welcome. Thank you. I feel like it's really important that you kind of share your wisdom and knowledge, not holding back or feeling like you don't have a right to share it. That's sort of what I'm getting right now for you. Does that make any sense? Hi, King. I'm not staying much longer because I'm pretty under the weather and I'm not feeling well. Music, does that make sense? In what way? I don't know. It feels like it just feels like not holding back. I feel like it feels more work oriented than like personal relationships, but it just feels like not holding back, that you have wisdom to impart. Well, hello, King. Thank you. Glad you're staying healthy, by the way. You made a comment on my page or on one of the videos. You know what's funny being psychic, by the way, is whenever somebody posts something within minutes, I like, even if it's the middle of the night, I wake up and I'll look at, even if I like, because I don't have a clock by my bed, I just use my phone. I'll look at the phone to see what time it is, and I'll see that somebody posts a question, and it's usually within minutes or a statement. So nasty comments don't get to stay on my videos very long. That is my guides protecting me. Okay, I just want to see and make sure if there's anybody else. Rochelle's question, I got to Rochelle. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go. I ended the questions early. Herdish and Ellen, I'm sorry if I know I did it kind of early tonight. And Mr. Rusty's, I'm just under the weather, so I'm just gonna cut it because I'm just tired. But I'll be back next Sunday. I'm always here every week. So I'll be back, and hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better by the end of this week, so I can start doing the things that I wanted to do, like offering some more meditations and things like that. All right. So you guys have a wonderful night. Have a good week. Good hand washing, kindness. Know that everybody's in the boat together. And send some love to your nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists. If you can order food from a local place and have it delivered, some places are doing that, having, taking, one restaurant, there's like 5 different branches of it in this area, and they're shutting down as a for-profit, and they're becoming nonprofit, where you can order a meal and then you can order one at discount and have it delivered they'll deliver them to the hospitals and stuff. So if you can find stuff like that, that's really kind and amazing, because a lot of them are so busy, they're not getting out for meals. And we need to keep them fed and happy and healthy. All right. So y'all have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day wherever you're at. May life continue to smile upon you. We'll see you next week. Follow me on Instagram at My Spiritual Friend. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be live on my friend Tony's show. It's on my Instagram at My Spiritual Friend. And it's also on my Twitter, which is at My Spiritual Friend, but it's FRND, not FRIEND. Good night. Sweetest dreams to you all.